say the brain develops in the first 5 years. If that's all the years that you have to really work, you better put some investment in that.
I'm not just the mom to 2 little kids, but I'm also a mom to 12 little ones in my classroom. Preschool sets a foundation to who they're gonna be when they get older.
That curiosity that's gonna help them learn, that's gonna help them problem solve. That's what we teach. Children face a lot of challenges growing up in the community. There's a lot of poverty, no community center, a library.
During this pandemic, the kids they're suffering at home. Please don't go. Can we talk more? It just hits hard, it hurts.
You go see a school where they put him in preschools that are all day. You see the difference. You really see the difference, and you wish you could have these in these communities, because this is where it's needed the most.
Save the Children has been in my family for 11 years. They taught me how to help my own kids.
You're giving them the tools to work in the everyday moments with their children, to inspire interest, to play, to have fun, to learn, to want to learn, to hunger to learn. Save the Children has given them hope.
Save the Children, it rocks. It rocks. They rock. You guys rock.
We are Speed. We are Speed Dogs. We are saving the children. And with that, I'll give it over to the beautiful SeraVenza. Take us away.
Thank you. Thank you very kindly, FC. Hello, everybody. I'm SeraVenza. Some of you might know me better as Clean Sarah. That was from a time before the present day, but we're not going to get too much into that. You're going to be running Fable here, and let's go ahead and get us started with a 3, 2, 1, a go. So, if you've seen the Speed Docs video on Fable, you'll probably know that rolling is faster than running by quite a bit. Like, to give you a rough idea as to how much time it saves in just this one quest alone, it's like 6 or something seconds. Which is a pretty big deal, especially because this is like a 2-minute segment, and that kind of stuff adds up after a time. As far as what we're doing in the actual game, though, story-wise, it's our sister's birthday. We're not quite the best brother in the world, because, I mean, we forgot to give her a present. So we have to go around doing good deeds to get gold pieces from our father so he can bail us out. We are also taking an alternative route there and accepting a bribe from that man who's having an affair with his wife. That's fine. That means that the local guards are going to be a little bit cross with me, so they're going to try and chase me down if they spot me. And if I'm caught, they'll sit and talk to me for a little bit, and I would have to skip some dialogue, which would have wasted about like 3 or 5 seconds, but we don't need to worry too much about that because we completely evaded the law.
Hello, little brother.
And all of a sudden,
there's something wrong.
Bandits attack. Or was it a candle accident? I'm not too sure. Anyway, yeah, the town's on fire. We're going to be rescued by this bloke named Maze. Toad's trustworthy. Trust him with my life. He's like Obi-Wan. That was our dad. He's dead. At least we know he's not coming back. No false hope. Going out to get cigarettes. But yeah. Maze brings us to the Heroes Guild, where we will conveniently learn the ways of combat and heroism. That was Whisper. I punched her for a reason. It's part of a little tutorial skip that we're doing because we are basically in the game's tutorial sections right here. As such, the guildmaster here, this bald guy with a guild seal tattooed on his head and a glorious white mustache, wants us to punch this dummy, see what kind of damage we can do with it. He already knows we can't do much. Just, punching isn't exactly an effective combat method in this game. But it is one. So he gives us a stick, and we sublimate the dummy with said stick, because, well, that makes sense. It drops an experience orb, the only one to ever do that. Now I'm going to be killing some beetles, but before I do that, I want to talk about quick fades. Quick fades are basically... I call them that because the game has loads, which are comprised of two parts. There's the actual map screen, in which the game is actually loading. And then there's also fades before and after. Those fades are random, which is a bit of a pain for an RTA setting. And it's why in my one of my TLC runs, I actually lost over 2 minutes, I think. But I still PB'd with loadless time. Because those fades are random. So what I'm doing is I'm pausing and quickly exiting the menu right before I cross a load zone threshold. And for some reason, that just makes the game think like, oh god, I need to actually hurry up and do this scripted fade. And, yeah, it's like if you've ever been late for work or something one day, and you've been like, oh god, I'm like 5 minutes late already, and then you're just running as fast as you can to get to work on, not much later than you already are. It's kind of like that. And overall, that has saved probably the biggest chunk of time between, first place and second place. It saves a ridiculously long amount of time, because we save anywhere between 3 and 7 seconds with each single load screen, I think. Anyway, I'm glossing over the whole tutorial thing because it's not super important. That was a perfect whisper fight. Enemy behaviors, the way NPCs wander. There's gonna be a lot of micro RNG in this run, but nothing super run killing. In fact, there really shouldn't be anything that would kill the run unless I do something really stupid, which is attempt a quick fade on a quest start, a quest starting map. Because if I accidentally buffer a menu into such a zone, the game would actually just become locked because the two screens would conflict, the menu and the quest start screen. So we don't want that, and I'm going to be avoiding doing that. So, if you were expecting a possible world record out of me today, I'm sorry. That's not going to be happening. So yeah, I completely glossed over, once again, another bit of the tutorial, but when you commit aggressive actions in the guild training, you are, you would normally be sent up to Maze's tower for a lecture after 4 hits, but if you do that with a test timer going, you actually entirely skip the test, and you're just allowed to progress. So we make use of that. Oh my god. Nice. The game just decided to unhard target Maze, even though I still had my finger holding the trigger down. It's fine. Okay. The absolute hardest final exam that the developers came up with, I promise, absolutely nothing harder, was ever considered during development. Yeah, we are now going to go graduate with our friend, Whisper, who totally deserves a passing grade after we owned her in her melee test. I'm sorry, budget. The answer is no. I am playing in English, which is 34 seconds slower than French, which is the fastest language to play the game in. And I'm also not going to be doing all the quick fades that are possible. I just went to split. Okay, so we're going to grab our first quest here. Wasp Menace. We're essentially going to be a glorified wasp exterminator. Except these wasps are not your very real-life wasps. These things are actually pretty big. Like, the little wasps are about the size of a baby. As in a human baby. And you'll get to see what the Wasp Queen looks like. Oh, come on. There we go. I meant to warm up a bit before I did this today, but life had other plans, as it happens. But it's okay. So, we're going to start off by zapping that first wasp, rolling a few times, zapping the other one over there, chasing that lady around the sundial. Dispatch these other wasps, and then after a few seconds, we're going to see the Wasp Queen. That's a really big bug. Cleverly roll while charging my arrow shot there. Because you can do that in this wonderful fantasy game. Oh, come on. That was not optimal, but it's fine. Go ahead and grab that potion there, because that'll come in handy.
Do you mind me cutting in real quick?
Not at all. Go ahead.
Please. We have the beautiful drag, who's already encouraging everybody in here. Thank you for that. Saying, "Oh boy, there comes Sarah. Good luck on the run. All the weapons to you, and may Whisper's death be swift."
Alrighty.
$5 for that. For which we have.
Had to.
We have a bid war going on. Save or kill Whisper, which you have just met. $45 to kill Whisper and $25 to save Whisper. So if you want to get that in, Avetis with $20 also for killing Whisper. Go for the foul play unless you're too scared. Unless you're just a big blubbing girl. This is a quote. I appreciate that.
Unless you're too scared. Unless you're just a big blubbing girl. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
But maybe I am one. So what do I do? Do I not go for the foul play?
I'd say runner's choice.
Okay.
Over here. Been enjoying.
Yes, you all get to decide the fate of our friend, Whisper.
You're sure to find something to suit you.
Okay, I'm just doing a bit of necessary menu work here. I'm selling some things that I don't need for a little bit of extra cash, and then buying the things that I actually do need for this next quest I'm going to be doing. Slight little bow upgrade. Nothing too fancy. I would have spoken about how this is where we break the economy a little bit by buying things and selling them right back to the same trader that we bought them from for a profit, because this basically works on a supply and demand algorithm, but that doesn't work in the original version of the game. That was only introduced in the Lost Chapters. So we have to be a little bit more frugal with our gold spending. Okay. I took the quest and boasted just so I would be teleported outside of the guild to the boasting platform. It saves a couple of seconds in movement.
Hero, your will energy is low.
Okay. Friend is a strong word. Even if it is in quotations. But according to the game, in the game's journal, Whisper is our friend. So, make of that what you will. And this screen is where I would talk about how this is why I'm rolling instead of just using Assassin Rush, which I also didn't talk about. I just completely bought it without talking about it at all. Assassin Rushes are second, like, Is it our second biggest? It's one of our biggest, like, movement techs. It's just a forward-propelling spell. Goes in the direction I'm moving in, or towards an applicable targeted NPC. If I'm not holding the left stick in any direction at all. I have a video talking about the different modes that Assassin Rush has on my YouTube channel. Self-plug. Shameless self-plug. Yeah.
Hero, your will
It's very useful for a myriad of reasons because, A, it helps you go fast. B, it gives you invincibility frames, which is really handy. Ooh, sick dodge, sick dodge. Alright. Okay, first hard wave is done. This quest is like the hardest introductory quest in the entire run.
Look out! More bandits!
Hardest introductory quest. It's like the first, like, big roadblock that new runners will encounter.
Let's go!
It is a very difficult quest.
Hero, your
For the toolkit that we have. I need to actually shoot you guys here. And I'm shooting these guys here, damaging them, because I need to keep my combat multiplier up. That's that 10 number you see up there.
clearly becoming adept at combat.
Uh-oh.
For justice!
Okay, that's fine.
Will energy
We can make do with that. The combat multiplier is a combo meter, basically. Increases whenever I deal damage, decreases when I take damage, and it also decreases gradually over time. But the reason it's called the combat multiplier is that it increases your experience gains multiplied by that number.
Damn.
So, at the end of the quest, we get 500 experience. Multiply that by 11, and we have 5,500 experience.
Check the guild for more quests.
Alright. So, the game would try to suggest that I go back to the guild right now.
Energy is low. What then?
And the game would be misleading me if I like took its advice, because that's slow. I'm going to instead go to an area a little bit further ahead, because there is a Cullis Gate teleporter pad over there, and my quick fades are going pretty well today. Yeah, and it would save me time because I would normally have to go all the way back from the guild to all this way that I'm currently going in the like areas I've been to already. Just Greatwood Entrance and Greatwood Lake, that half of that I traversed. And like I said, it's slow, and we don't want to deal with slow. I say that, and I'm not using Assassin Rush when I'm trying to. Okay. Feel like I was really close on that load zone threshold. Okay. Okay, good. So, funny thing about that screen in particular, that's like one of the trickiest ones to do. You have to be like a mixture of lucky and on the ball with timing your guild seal charge to teleport away from that area and back to the guild. Because if you're hit while charging your guild seal, it'll be interrupted, which is not fun. So we're going to be upgrading our strength, our speed, which will increase our rolling speed. We need to learn the spell Summon. Get into that in a second. Learn Berserk, and we are going to spam Summon really quick, so we can afford to upgrade our mana bar. There we go. Okay. So I was just a smidgen shy because one of the later bandits was killed by the guards, and I didn't get the general experience from him as a result. Yeah, we're gonna go into this little area called the Chamber of Fate. Those of you who have seen the video, don't spoil. Those of you who have seen it run, also don't spoil. There is the Sword of Aeons right here underneath of the floor, ready for you to grab at a moment's notice, just as soon as you learn Summon and Assassin Rush. So how that worked was we used the zipping behind property that Assassin Rush has And 7. Okay, get him. I need that wasp to kill that bandit. Come on, there we go. Yeah, so using the wasp, which was clipped underneath of the floor ever so slightly, I was able to use Assassin Rush to rush behind it and go into the floor and grab the Sword of Aeons. And the Sword of Aeons is the best weapon in the game, bar none, in the original version, because it deals 550 damage. It has augmentations, which increase all of my experience gains by 10%. Slowly regenerates my health and increases my mana regeneration rate, which can allow me to use... I'll get into that when I actually... Oh, no, I can get into it now. There's a spell that you learn later on called Physical Shield, which will take any damage received out of my mana bar instead of my health bar. Also, it prevents combat multiplier from dropping when being hit.
Hero, your will energy is low. What's that?
And it basically takes all of the mana regeneration that you have normally. Yeah, you have a passive mana regeneration going on. That basically stops it from regenerating to sustain it. Yeah, Physical Shield, magic in general in this game is pretty broken. And one such example of that is this Berserk Red Angry spell that I'm using. You notice I'm rolling twice after every rush. That's because it increases my my combat speed. And as I said, speed affects the rate at which I can roll. I need to wait for this trader to turn around. And yes, I did kill 2 of the traders that I was tasked with escorting here. He's taking his sweet time today. That is unfortunate. But it is what it is. What Berserk also does, it increases your physical damage output, as one might suspect. And it does so by a lot. Not only that, you can't die while berserked. You are essentially an unstoppable rage machine. Until you run out of berserk, that is. And then, if you take any hits while berserked, your physical damage is increased even further per hit that you receive. There is a cap on it, but I'm not sure exactly what it is off the top of my head. I'd have to actually look at the game data for that. So that was an Earth Troll. That was supposed to be a pretty big deal, but not really, because Sword of Aeons just cuts through it like a hot baguette through butter.
I know this place well. Hey, follow me.
Yeah, that was Trader Escort. Pretty easy. A quest that a lot of people would probably have trouble with casually. Their first time playing. I know I certainly did.
Just this way.
Because it's an escort quest, and you've normally got a whole bunch of bandits and stuff chasing after you, and you know what? You actually don't even need to worry about properly escorting your escortees, because they just follow you for the most part through every single screen that you go through, regardless of how far behind that they are from you. It's pretty wonderful, actually. This is actually a refreshing take on escort quests compared to some other games.
Check the guild for more quests.
Okay, so we bought ourselves some more will potions, which restore our mana, in case that wasn't obvious. Come on, quick fade. There we go. Yeah, so now we're going to be heading towards Twinblade's camp. Twinblade is a bandit, leader of the bandits. Why we're going towards his area is because a blind Cirrus lives amongst Twinblade's camp, and it seems that our sister may have actually survived the raid on Oakvale at the beginning of the game. So we're going to make our way over to said Cirrus to ask her if our sister is actually alive or not. All the while, we're going through this area, which is normally a pretty big deal. Yes, I clipped through that gate. Normally, you're not supposed to be here quite yet. You're supposed to have a quest before entering here. And this area is not so abandoned. Don't let the name of Abandoned Road fool you. It is normally swarming with bandits who like to fire, as we like to say in the community, lethal warning shots. Oop, went a little bit too far there. Okay. I was already on Twinblade's camp. Silly me. So yeah. Clipping that gate means we can entirely skip all that big bandit swarm mess. It also means that we can, since we can summon clip all of these gates, it also means we can completely bypass opening the 5 chests, which have the pieces of bandit gear that we would need to disguise ourselves in order to enter this area normally. And we can do the same thing to get in here without a pass. If the summon doesn't decide to turn around on me like that. There we go. Does he have 2 blades? Yes, he does, actually. Very aptly named Twin Blade.
Since we're on those questions, Budget sent in $5 and was Gravekeeper or Bennis? Who's the better hero? Asking for a friend. What's the donation message?
That is a tricky question. Probably Bennis, because you can, there's an NPC. You normally can't see NPCs' names in the Xbox version of the game, but you can on the PC version in Fable TLC and I think Fable Anniversary as well. And there's an NPC in Twinblade's camp who gives you like an alternate means of getting the Bandit Pass to enter the tent area. Come on, buddy. Alright, come on. Oh, excuse me? I took 2 hits, excuse me? Okay. We'll call that a 1.5 cycle. I've seen so many things, says the blind woman, who turns out to be our sister all along. Who would have seen that one coming? Let's see, quick fade, yes. Alright. So yeah, no big deal. Our sister is alive and well. Mostly alive and well. Turns out that she had her eyes cut out by somebody after the attack on Oakvale, and she was left to die in the woods, and she was found by Twinblade and his men, and that's basically what led him to be a successful bandit king, and is why bandits were doing so well. And they also give a little interesting note that how anybody who actually tried to oppose her being at his side, she basically saw to it that they didn't live long enough to regret it. Anyway, yeah, so we have that knowledge now. Maze, our buddy Obi Maze Kenobi, wants us to do a favor for him and find an old friend of his who's gone missing. Last seen out in Witchwood, which the game conveniently lets me teleport to. Yeah. So normally there's this whole like thing that you need to do. You'd normally have to go and kill, not kill, but like you normally need to open a demon door, and to do that you would have to figure out its name and hit stones, hence the area's name being Witchwood Stones. Yeah, you'd have to go into like the Temple of Avo and ask some guy about this demon door's name, but that's a bit slow, and we don't like slow, as we've been saying. So we're just going to click behind this demon door, which is one of only 2 that you can do that with in this game. I would say 3 if this were TLC or Anniversary, but yeah.
The archaeologist is alive.
This door is, yeah, the way the game handles actual demon door areas is a bit, it handles them a bit more uniquely, because they basically have the load zones tied to their faces existing, so if their face is still alive, essentially, the load zone behind them isn't available. So while I'm making my way to Knothole Glade, yeah, we found the archaeologist. Really, he talks about, oh, I never should have studied those focus sites. But how was I supposed to know he was interested in them too? Yes, Jack of Blades! I think that's the first time we've really ever heard of Jack of Blades so far. But I could be wrong. I'm not sure if Teresa, our sister, ever mentioned him by name.
This is the village of Knothole Glade.
But, yeah.
Come back to the guild and take a quest down.
Reason I went back to the guild after going to Knothole Glade first was, again, to unlock another Cullis Gate and prevent a whole mess of backtracking through areas I have already been to. So we're going to pick up this quest called Wipe Alvarine. No, we don't need accuracy here yet. We need Physical Shield. And we want Multi-Strike. And we don't have enough to level up Magic Power again, so we're just going to go with this, which is just fine. But yeah, Balverines are essentially werewolves, but not actually werewolves. According to the game's creator, like, biggest creator, Dean Carter, who also did vocalizations for all these things. That's a fun fact for you. Oh no, come on. Don't slip past me, buddy. Alright. That was unfortunate, but it happens sometimes. Alright, so I glossed over how I didn't, I needed to look away from where those Balverines would spawn in order to actually make them spawn after that first one. But yeah, turns out that's something that we in the community didn't really know, but the first run, one of the first runs by David Arnold actually did know about it. So it seemed, based on watching his run back another time fairly recently. So yeah, if you're ever doing this quest and you're wondering, why aren't the why is the quest not doing anything? What's going on? Have I soft locked the game or something? No, you just need to look away from where they spawn in order to make them spawn. They're just camera shy. Which is a mood, honestly. Nope. Put Physical Shield back on. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Bap, bap. Okay.
That Balverine.
Hero, your will energy is low. What's that?
Yeah. We learned a spell called Multi-Strike. Does what it says on the tin, basically. I put a little charge effect on my melee weapon, and yeah, when I hit something, it just deals damage multiple times. The number of strikes is increased per level of not Assassin Rush, multi-strike that you have. I don't think the damage is increased in any way. Pretty sure it's just the number of strikes. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if that would actually trigger the next phase, but now I know. So with the Sword of Aeons in hand, normally we're supposed to be using the silver augmentation that we got from that one lady to actually kill this thing, but that's... No, it's not so good, because we don't have like anything really good to put it in. So we're just going to be using the Sword of Aeons because it does enough damage as it, you know, by itself. And dispatch the rest of those Balverines because we do need a little bit more experience before we go into the next quest. Good 2,500 experience there. Going to return to the chief, who asked us to bring him its head.
You have reached.
Actually, no, he asked to bring him the Belverine's pelt, but got its head instead.
Check the guild for more quests.
Okay, and then we go back to the guild. Yes, I killed that guard there for a reason. Because, like, the most egregious crime that you can commit in any town is murder. Like, murder is absolutely not tolerated, understandably. And even if you pay the fine that's due, you are going to be kicked out of town, which is going to end up saving me a little bit of time by not needing to move anywhere. And I am scarily short on experience. What the heck? That's not good. That might be a slight problem. How do I recover that? Do I just YOLO it? Hang on, I've got an idea. I've got a plan. I didn't think I would actually be so short on experience. I'm never that short, actually, so... But again, it's okay. I've got a plan. I want to menu the guild seal here, so it's instant. I'm going to go to Witchwood Culliscate, because I skipped a rock troll earlier, and I think I'm going to go ahead and kill that thing for the experience that I need. So, this will take just a moment, because I do want to upgrade Force Push another level. Actually, come here, I'm going to kill you too.
While you're understandably going for your experience, I'd have a quick donation if you'd like.
All good.
It's just Queen Lolly, dropping $20. Much appreciated. Thank you for that. And if I see correctly, their money went towards our choosing the next Speed Docs video incentive. So we got Super Mario Galaxy out there, $75 in the lead. The community appreciates it, I guess. Everybody else does too, but they appreciate it fiscally too. Chameleon Twist with $30, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess with $20, and Thug, Tony Hawk's Underground 2. They left the Pro Skater out. Well, everybody's a Pro Skater there. That's up in the running, but so far nobody has shown their appreciation, at least via donations.
Thank you very much, everybody. You're all donating to a wonderful cause. Okay, so... Yes, I know this is to the arena. Alrighty.
As you said, a really wonderful cause. And let me just chill right in there. Sorry, the lead up was too good.
All good.
One thing they do, which always makes me speechless, is how they help with childbirth, and they let the cause worldwide, because it's been a massive effort to reduce that the death rate, the death toll of newborn babies by over 40% since the year 2000. So amazing stuff is happening even in this millennium, even this decade, and through that, almost 1.5 million babies are saved each year. Thank you, everybody who donates towards that. It's a life changer.
Very much so. All right. So I actually went ahead and got myself a Berserk upgrade while I was at it, which is a little bit abnormal, but it's going to help me out a lot. Before I go into the arena, though, I'm going to change my title from Chicken Chaser to Pilgrim. And I need to talk to this guard here to be let into the arena. There we go.
Welcome to the Hall of Hero. If you follow me, I'll take you to the arena preparation area.
Well, thank you, guard.
I'm pleased to serve you.
Buy ourselves some more potions, buy another silver augmentation, and we're going to buy ourselves a new bow. Now, I want you to, like, remember how long it took me to kill the White Balverine earlier, because we're going to be fighting another 2 of them. No, another 3 of them, actually. Anyway, if I can just get our friend Al here to move. I'm just moving Al because there's going to be a cutscene in a short little bit, which will teleport me right over to this pillar that I'm moving towards. And I need to talk to Al to be let into the arena. I don't want to have to go all the way back up those stairs, so I may as well move Al over here while I'm waiting for the cutscene to happen.
Here, chuck us over a beer, would you?
A shout out to the fact that this strat was found by Adam, I believe during one of his ESA runs, and he was just doing it for fun. He didn't even think about the fact that it would save any time.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment, I give you Pilgrim. 2.
But yeah, the reason I wanted Force Push 2 earlier was because I'm going to be using it on all the dead bodies in here to build up a high combat multiplier, because Force Push has this wonderful little effect of not being discriminatory against living or dead targets. There we go. When it deals its damage. So, we're doing damage to bodies here. And building a pretty high combat multiplier already. It's going to be even higher.
Hero, your will energy is low. What's that?
Next round will be...
It seems you've mastered using the combat.
He may be new to the arena, but 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, and there we go. Yeah, we're going to be fighting a whole host of different enemies. First was obviously wasps. This is Hobbs.
Hero, your will energy is low.
The Cruel, the Smelly. Let's see here. Trying to position myself so that I can dictate where the Hobbs will be spawning in from. Oh, hello. That wasn't too much of a drop, though, thankfully. Alright.
Hero, your will energy is low.
600 gold earned so far.
Okay, so my combat multiplier is about 10 less than it should be right now, but it's okay. We can make that up.
3, 2, 1, go!
Come on. Get in. Walk into the line of my sword.
3, 2, 1, go!
Me literally being like, I'm gonna start swinging my sword like this. Huh, huh. If you get hit, it's your own fault. Okay. White Balverine time. Thanks, Whisper. White Balverine dead. Didn't take, like, what is it? 30 hits to kill? Like the last one did?
3, 2, 1,
Controller, I charge you. You're being you're supposed to be responsive. I swear the game's just eating half of my inputs when I'm trying to flip through the spells. Anyways. So, yes, we're teaming up with Whisper in the arena, which is where we have the opportunity to kill her, which will be happening in just... We're going to be closing that in like 2 more rounds-ish?
And it's at 50 for kill and 25 to save Whisper, so can be sniped anytime.
Yes, it can. Only you can prevent Whisper's death. Only you can cause Whisper's death, for that matter. Oh my god. Nice whiff. Okay.
I mean, you're still the one pressing the buttons, but you're just what you're being told.
True. So yeah, Whisper is actually a little bit annoying in the arena because, especially during the undead round, she likes to charge at enemies and knock them down. And the undead take a long time to get back up from being knocked down. So yeah, really unfortunate when she actually gets to do that, and it actually hinders our progress. But it wasn't too bad. The competition's hotting up. Not sure if I've ever heard that, like, hotting up. I didn't realize hotting was a verb. Maybe it is some other places.
It is now, it is here. I sanction it.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks.
Blame it on me.
Just the announcers doing their job. It's all good.
Language is my tool, and I choose how to use it.
Valid. Okay, let's see if I actually one-shot these guys. Yeah, I just got hit a few times. Okay, so I still don't one-shot them. That's good to know. I do need to do some berserk boosting, like I had mentioned a little bit earlier. Oh, nice decapitation.
Solid 7 out of 10. Drag with some Whisper love. Whisper's only useful in the arena on 1 out of 10 runs. Well,
she's useful in the arena, like in all runs actually, because you can actually talk to her at the end of rounds, right before or like when the announcer is talking, to skip his dialogue, which is what I've been doing. And the arena announcer actually really likes to go on and on about things. Does like to take his time. And we don't like having our time taken in such fashion. So, after this next round is when we will be closing off the window.
And Inner Punkness just dropped $30 and save Whispers at 55 to kill 50. Where did those $30 go? What the wallet do?
What the dog doing? Ah, shit. Not good. Not good. Okay. Well. We're going to have to be doing some more improv today, ladies and gentlemen. Those of unspecified gender, anywhere in between. All right. So I guess we can yellow this now. So, what is the final result on Whisper's fate?
Ain't nobody dropping anything now.
No snipes? No last second snipes?
I have the donation tickers, the feed set on live, and Inner Punkness provocation shall stand. Whisper seems to be going to be saved.
Alrighty. Which means we get to save a little bit of time.
Save Whisper, save the frames. See? It's not that hard. We destroyed Drag's Day.
Some people are going to be a little bit less than pleased, but you know what? It's all going to a good cause. That's what matters. Whisper was but a pawn in the scheme to save the children.
And get everybody to hydrate themselves. Remember, Drag.
Big true.
No Russian. I mean, stay hydrated.
I like that little accent that you put on that. Okay, so Whisper gets spared. Regardless of whether or not we kill or spare Whisper, Thunder is not going to be happy with us because he's just a meanie. Thunder is her big brother. Whisper basically lived in his shadow. He's like he was the first like mortal human to complete the arena without taking any breaks between rounds. I was the next one to do so. The only one to have ever done that before Thunder was Jack of Blades, but he is a bit of an outlier because he's something of not of this mortal coil. So, anyway, that's a whole side quest that we're not going to be getting into at all. But just know that Thunder is a bit of a jerk. So, we actually skipped a cutscene. Quite a few, obviously. But we skipped a story cutscene where we were actually properly introduced to our main antagonist, Jack of Blades. Who actually says something like, I so long to reunite you both with your mother. Just think of the happiness it would bring her. And yeah, he's like, he has our mother stowed away in Bargate Prison. And the only one who seems to know anything about how to get into Bargate Prison is the archaeologist, who Jack has also just recently captured and is going to be locking him up in the same place, and it's just, yeah. It's a whole messy situation, that. Okay, so we're not going to be maxing out accuracy like I normally would. We're going to see about maxing that out later. I want to max out Berserk as much as I can. Do that. I want to max multi-arrow. I want to max out multi-strike, actually. So, we can upgrade physical shield, and then we can upgrade our magic tower just a little bit. That's fine. So, hopefully I don't end up running out of potions in between now and when I come back to the guild later, but we should be fine. Honestly, not the worst of lacking experience as desired situations to be in. So, having beaten the arena, we are now famous enough to enter Bowerstone North, although there are quite a few videos on YouTube showing how you can enter Bowerstone North well before entering and fighting the arena. It's a pretty neat little trick that you can actually see done at ESA Summer this very year by Adam. He's going to be running for ESA. Fable TLC 100%. And entering Bowerstone North early is part of that route. Spoilers. If you want to see that and other things, be sure to tune in then. That is the quest start area, and I was about to do a quick fade. Okay. So, yes, we need to rescue the archaeologist now. Because, like I said, he's been captured by Jack, and he's going to be moved over to Bargate Prison, and we need to ask him how we get into there ourselves, and, well, other than the obvious way, we're going to be told about a back entrance through Litchfield Graveyard. Where all good runs go to die. Because that's like, when we get there, that's basically like the one biggest bit of RNG is that whole quest. Because we have to do some fishing, which is RNG in itself, and then we also have to kill some more undead in a specific manner. And the way they behave is RNG. So easily the biggest RNG like thorn in most runners' sides for all of the Fable 1 games. Even Anniversary to some extent, even though like in that version of the game AI is a bit less likely to just wander mindlessly, you could say. Especially in the undead's case. But anyways. So yeah, we have a limited time to complete this quest, which is just as well. We only need to kill those 2 minions there on that dock, and the quest will actually complete. So long as those are the only 2 minions on a dock. And we are also close enough to the archaeologist to like trigger the quest completion and all that stuff. So now we get to make our way to Litchfield Graveyard. Come on. I'm actually amazed with all the quick fades that I've been doing, especially with how far away from the actual load zone I've been on some of them. I'm honestly amazed that I've been getting some of those. Whoa, what are you all doing up here? That is definitely one of the weirdest spreads in that area I've ever seen. Okay. As I'm getting to the graveyard, I realize I didn't finish answering Budget's question, or talking about what I was going to earlier. This is the Gravekeeper that we're meeting in just a second here.
Oh, hello.
I meant to grab that helmet. Soft target system screwed me over. I'm sad. Alright, it's fine. Just come back here, grab the helmet. As I was saying about Venice, there's a glitch that you can do with the pub game NPC in Twin Blades Camp, where you can actually get max money if you're lucky. The flip side of that is he can also take all of your money. We've not quite figured out exactly what it is that causes the results, but it is something that one can do, and I'd say that would probably be the biggest reason why I'd say that Venice would be the better hero between himself and the Gravekeeper. Because the Gravekeeper, well, he's done hidden Nostro's armor, his helmet, his sword, and his shield. And we need to actually retrieve those in order to get access to the path to Bargate Prison. So, yeah, I'd definitely say that Venice is the greater hero by a country mile.
So you heard it here. Launch party, taking your money and answering your questions. Disclaimer, the money's for charity.
True.
Which is still and will be for the rest of the day. Save the children. Just a reminder.
Indeed.
Everybody who's
And I'm sorry.
All well.
Okay. I was gonna say, I'm sure that there are some other really good incentives to donate towards.
don't.
Because there's
don't
plenty of
mind me.
marathon left for today.
Don't mind me distracting everybody from riveting fishing gameplay. We did have something for that, but it's in the past, and CJ doesn't like to talk about it, maybe? Yes, we actually do. For incentives to meet, there is a bonus any % run for anti-chamber. Or anti-chamber? No, anti-chamber is the stuff you put in... Anti-chamber, I think. We're gonna have a 100% run. And we can have a bonus any % run out right after that. It sits at 40 out of $75. We have a bonus score attack run for Hotline Miami, which we would love to meet with $80 that are still out. And Omega Boost can get an upgrade to hard mode if you want to see MASH suffer. That's $100 for that. I think I know where my money is going, because I like to see me some good times with MASH.
Mm-hmm.
Great friend of us.
If I had any more money to spare, I would be donating. But alas, my bank account is looking a little bit slim, and I do have a trip to be saving for.
I held on to a little bit of pocket change. I think I can cover you for that.
I appreciate it. Okay, so that was a nice little pool in that little area that we were in. I'm sure there's absolutely nothing of importance to do with that particular pool of water. See if we can do a little... Nope. Okay. So I was trying to do a little trigger skip, so I wouldn't have to actually kill those 3 undead there to dispel those barriers. Although I'm not sure if those barriers were actually connected to those things. I don't know. I think the game might be misleading me in some of that. How can barriers be connected to monsters? Abominations and abhorrent evils. Excuse me, there we go. Okay. Yeah, there's really not too much for me to, like, actually talk about here. We're basically just going through these underground passageways on our way into Bargate Prison to rescue our mother. Which, so far, honestly, seems pretty easy. Who would have thought that breaking into a prison would be such an easy feat?
I heard getting in is easier than getting out. At least, that's how it's supposed to be.
This is true. This is true. Because you can always go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You can also always visit.
We'll be back to get you and the other scum later.
But yeah, it turns out that there was a trap being set for us by Jack of Blades himself. Which in itself was a bit of an exposition sort of thing, because you see, when we won the arena, we were given a trophy, the champion seal, and he was using that to track our moves. So he knows that we met with our sister. He knows that we were going through the graveyard trying to find a way into here. He knew that we were going to be trying to rescue our mother, who, yes, is in fact alive here in Bargate Prison, alive and well. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So yeah. Turns out he's looking for this, looking for a sword that we may or may not have in our possession already. So, yeah. He could always just ask for it. He doesn't need to go through all of this weird expositional stuff with finding some septimal key, activating like several different focus sites all over Albion. He doesn't need to go do any of that. He can just clip under the floor. It's not that hard. But apparently, when you're a deity, you might find things boring, and so you just find things to do to entertain yourself. I don't know. Some weird creature from the void. Basically a deity. But yeah. We are just waiting in here, waiting for NPCs to speak some dialogue. Something that the later games would definitely do a lot of. There's a lot of waiting on dialogue in Fable 2, and especially Fable 3. Yeah, a lot of the dialogue and stuff is just, like, set in the open world and not within the confines of a cutscene, so it's, like, not skippable. Oh, I was too slow on the attempt at a quick fade there. But that's fine. Don't need to worry about it. Right.
2, 1.
So yeah. And if I'm normally doing runs, if anybody is normally doing runs, this would actually be a good opportunity to step away to the bathroom really quick, grab a quick little drink, maybe a snack or something. Because it is the biggest, like, downtime portion of the run. Also really the only one. Almost. The little bit in the arena is substantially smaller. But you can, like, grab a quick sip of water during there as well. So yeah, we just need to partake in prison exercises. And hopefully sneak around in the warden's office to find the key to the prison cells. And let's hope that we get it.
Cautionary song of the jailbird.
We didn't get it, dang. It's okay. And it's okay because it could actually be RNG, but it's not. You do actually have to spend a year in prison, which is the biggest reason why a skip for this area is so highly coveted. It is the single biggest bit of downtime in the entire run.
Another year, another race. But we gotta get into the warden's office. We gotta get that key.
But yeah.
Look lively, scum. Time to move out. It's race time. And you'd better put on a good show.
Some of us have bet a lot of money on you. Win, and we like you. Lose, and you get around in the torture chamber.
That sounds fun. Yes, sounds fun. Let me hear it.
Okay, cool. Got a quick fade there.
3, 2.
Yep, so we have to win yet another race. Really quick. Also, gotta say, these guards do provide some really forehead tier speedrun advice. But it helps sometimes, you know? Just somebody shouting, move it, move it, move it!
That way, you great big balvering turd. Keep running, scum. Get a move on, you ugly maggot. Faster, faster!
Just go faster, lol. That's been considered before, Drag, but, okay, there we go.
Gray is the prettiest color. Oh, gray is the prettiest
Earl Grey is the prettiest color.
It's in her name, her eyes. For it's in her name.
I can recite one for you, though. Just as a quick little bonus while we are breaking out of prison. Gray is the prettiest color. Oh, gray is the prettiest color. For it's in her name, her eyes, and her soul. She makes me feel 10 feet taller. To see her is to lose control. She lives in the north side among rainbows, and I look at her from dead, scummy slums. Her suitors are always the same ones. Her presence afflicts them with the runs. She's the mayoress of my kingdom. I worship her all night and all day. My words are true, and I bring them to the luminous, lovely Lady Grey. So yeah, the Warden has a bit of a thing for Lady Grey. Very much unrequited. Because she's got a thing for the hero of Oakvale now. That's us. And no longer in favor of Thunder. So, you know, make of that what you will.
And while you were indulging everybody in this marvelous poetic rendition, thank you. A knobhead called Friendship Cannon just got everybody up to $2,500 donated so far.
Ooh.
Had to do it.
Big pog bones.
So we just met our first goal so far, but see, I know,
Woo.
CJ, we'll be pushing further and further. This is to go even further beyond.
Let's hold down that A key. Worships Lady Grey like the community does. True. Yeah, a lot of Fable players seem to have a thing for Lady Grey, and it's... I mean...
Also unrequited.
If yes.
Sorry to do it to you.
Big true. Big true. Okay. So, yes, this pool of water has a kraken in it. And before somebody says, what's kraken? So yeah, the fight is broken up into two phases on repeat, basically. You have tentacle phases, and then you have what I call phases. You need to defeat the tentacles in order for the Kraken to reveal its face, and then you deal damage to its face, and then oh right.
Meanwhile, we're just out here cracking jokes.
True. Right, I forgot that I didn't max out accuracy earlier, so I was a bit surprised when I didn't quite actually one-shot him in that second phase with my arrows, but it's fine. I was actually in a bit of a dangerous spot. I could have very easily died then, and that would have been embarrassing to say the least, but we don't need to worry about that particular what-if, because we are going to Ancient Cullisgate, because we need to activate it and travel to the island town of Hook Coast up north.
For more quests. You've received a new quest card.
And in order to actually activate the thing, we will be needing some undead souls, because the Cullisgate is apparently hungry for them.
The gate will only open when its hunger for undead souls is sated.
See what I mean? It's apparently hungry for undead souls. A very interesting craving, I must say. But, you know, I won't judge. I won't yuck this Coloscate's yum.
You need to find the ruined abbey now.
I imagine that undead souls are pretty well coveted where it comes from. You never know. So yeah, like our mother said, we need to get to the ruined abbey now. Whereupon we will find a barrier that shouldn't be there. Conveniently, our mother happens to find a book on barriers in the guild. Specifically in Maze's quarters. Makes sense, he's a wizard. Gonna stop in here to get potions RQ.
Mess with the goods.
That doesn't sound good, does it? Well, so yeah, I skipped the cutscene where our mother was once again abducted by, Jack of Blades, at least his minions.
Quickly, come to the map room and speak to me.
I see your comments, Chewbacca.
You've received an...
And he's right, actually. See, barriers in Fable are actually doors, but they have a script on them that makes them all transparent and shimmery. So, yeah, he's actually right on the money when he's talking about that. If I were playing on Fable TLC or Fable Anniversary, I could actually show you an example of that. But unfortunately, just because of the way that the glitch that I would need to do in order to do it works, I can't do it on the Xbox, which is a bit of a shame. But that's okay. So yeah, we need to wait for the Guildmaster to dispel the barrier by speaking the proper words, chanting over our guild seal. That was bad. Okay, let's see here. Alright, this is fine. I can recover from that, that's no big deal. Okay, so Maze is actually, yeah, he's a traitor, actually. But, yeah, gonna just gloss over that. This is a really specifically, like, set up strategy for the fight here, because, yeah, we don't really want to have to go all the way up to that lighthouse if we can help it, and for some reason, knocking him down before doing as much damage as we possibly can through Berserk and, Multi-Strike and all of our physical prowess, that for some reason lets us skip health thresholds, which determine the phase that he's in. For a really simple fight, the speedrun strategy is pretty complicated. And it's like really specifically, like, it's got specific timings on the swings because you have to swing at him as he's like standing up after being knocked down, and it's just really weird. It just works, but it's really weird. Okay, now we have to give chase to Jack of Blades because since he got that septimal key thingy, he's now going around and activating the focus sites and causing the apocalypse in the process, and you know, that's all good RPG stuff, surely. Dude just wants his sword back, but he just doesn't want to ask me for it. Oh yeah. Oh, hello, minion spawn. Yo, Quill?
Jack has made it to the Jimmy Hill focus site. He must be stopped.
Oh, good. Instant fade. So yeah, I guess before the run ends, really quick here, I'd just like to give a quick little shout out to the Fable community. You can find the Discord on the speedrun.com pages for all the Fable games that are on there. All the games are, you know, in that Discord, and people are running the games like here and there. Like Fable 2 and 3 are a little bit inactive at the moment, but I've been running OG Fable, the Xbox version, leading up to this marathon, and I do have another updated guide for the world record route. It's gonna be making really soon. If you're interested in learning to run, I do have a guide that is geared more towards beginners on my YouTube channel. Honestly, the Fable community itself is just like full of really good people. And just don't mind me. I'm just pulling off a frame perfect input. Let's see here. There we go. Face Jack again. Alright. So. Nope. Need to pull out that sword. Goodbye, Teresa. Rest in peace, Fable 2. You were a fun idea while you lasted, and time. But, yes. That was Fable 90%. Like I said, if you've got any interest in learning to run, or if you just want to watch Fable speedruns, the community is definitely active. It is a bit of a quiet, been a bit of a quiet spell lately. I'd say mostly because Fable TLC is definitely very optimized at this point. But we are, like, we do have people looking at possible new tech to, you know, try and implement. And, you know, like, even if it's not faster, it is good to have, like, all the tech, like, documented and everything. All the different potential ideas that are being tested. I know Gooch Pooch especially has been, like, going ham on trying to, like, find new things for Fable TLC of late. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you for the run. It's been a lovely time. Even though I had a little bit of a hiccup in the setup, but I hope nobody noticed.
I didn't notice.
Wonderful. We had ourselves a wonderful bid war, saved a whisper, saved a frame.
Yes, saved quite a few frames. For reference, if I did need to kill Whisper, that would have only cost like 10 seconds extra.
We don't do that over here.
No, thankfully.
Wakanda forever.
Not this launch party.
And we met the current first campaign milestone. And CJ is probably conjuring up something good.
When isn't CJ conjuring up something good?
True. Absolutely true. But with that, I'd say thank you, Sarah.
Thank you for having me on.
You're always welcome. And we'll be just hopping on over to the next run, which will be almost, or maybe even exactly as amazing as what you've opened today up with.
It's all uphill from here.
But we're already on a plateau, and we're just like building ourselves a neat little tower. An indestructible fortress of good and wholesomeness in this world.
You could even call it a spire. That's a Fable 2 reference.
I almost got that. All right, with that, we'll hop on over to intermission, prepare for the next run. Thank you, everybody, for watching, donating, and of course, Sarah, thank you for running.
Thank you again. Bye, y'all.